the dynamic landscape of today's business environment, our commitment to integrate internal audit and risk management will be the key to navigate uncertainties and achieving sustained success.
Understanding our organization's risk landscape empowers us to navigate challenges while capitalizing on opportunities for sustainable growth.
Identifying and assessing risk, evaluating and improving controls, and finally, monitoring and reviewing everything to stay ahead of the game.
In 2018, Carillion, a major British construction company, has collapsed due to their internal audit and risk management problem. So why can't we learn from this case?
Internal audit plays a pivotal role in ensuring that our organization adheres to regulatory requirements effectively, identifying gaps and implementing corrective measures proactively.
Welcome, Honorable Executive and Auditors, to our meeting dedicated to the internal audit and risk management. We are given the opportunity to dig into the details of these crucial organizational roles in today's meeting and examine how they interact to strengthen resilience and proper success. We invite you to actively participate, share your experience. Together, let's embark on this enriching journey and unlock the potential of internal audit and risk management in driving organizational excellence.
So for now, welcome to our first session of defining the fundamental concepts of internal audit and risk management. I would like to welcome our CEO to start the first session.
Dear ladies, in our first session, in which we will explore internal audit and risk management, the two pillars of organizational governance. Imagine, if you will, an attentive defender keeping watch over the whole way of your company's ethical conduct and effectiveness. That would be an internal audit. Internal audit is the guardian in questions. Internal audit performance organized valuation of internal processes, controls, and hazard with precision. Internal audit ensures compliance with regulation, policy adherence, and organizational goals through continuous review and analysis. It also offers independent assurance and provides guidance services. Let's now use risk management as a guide as we navigate the wave of uncertainty. Risk management designs a route through the hazardous ocean of possible dangers and possibility, much like a professional navigator. It includes identifying, evaluation, and mitigating risks that may compromise the accomplishment of strategic goals. Organizations that embrace risk management give themselves the ability to overcome obstacles, take advantages of opportunity, and ensure their long-term success.
Thank you, Madam AMIRA, for explaining about the fundamental concept of internal audit and risk management thought. Expanding on that, may I know more about how important it is to incorporate internal audit into risk management procedures? Could you comment on that?
The importance of integrating internal audit within risk management process is through the integration of internal auditing practices. With risk management framework, organization can improve their overall capacity to recognize, evaluate, and control risks. Firstly, by improving identification of risk. In the ever-changing world of today, risk prediction and measurement skills are very critical. Organizations can identify risk more precisely when internal audit is integrated into risk management procedures. Internal audit functions as a strategic ally, using its knowledge and objectives to reveal dangers that could otherwise go undetected. Organizations may proactively identify developing risks and make timely, well-informed decisions by combining the combined insight of internal audit and risk management. Secondly, evaluation of stronger controls. Strong controls are the basis of durability within an organization. By incorporating internal audit into risk management procedure, control evaluation is strengthened and its effectiveness and connection with corporate goals are guaranteed. When assessing control, internal audit adds a critical viewpoint by carefully examining how they are designed and implemented to successfully reduce risk. This collaborative approach fosters a culture of accountability and trust among stakeholders while also improving organizational resilience. Let's acknowledge the potential for change of integration in improving risk identification and controls evaluation as we continue to examine the mutual benefit link between internal audit and risk management. Let's work together to create the condition for successful and resilient organizations.
Yeah, sure. So, to dive into our roles and responsibilities, first, let's take a look at the crucial one, which is risk identification. Us, as the internal auditors, play a crucial role in reviewing documentation to gain insights into the organization's risk profile. This includes examining policies, procedures, contracts, financial reports, and compliance records. By doing so, we can assess the adequacy of existing controls and identify any deficiencies that need to be addressed. Not only that, our job also requires us to conduct SWOT analysis to evaluate the organization's capabilities and vulnerabilities comprehensively. This strategic tool allows us to identify not only risks but also opportunities that may impact the ability of the organization to achieve the objective. This involves identifying internal and external factors that may influence the organization's risk landscape. By doing the SWOT analysis, we can facilitate the development of risk mitigation strategies to overcome these threats effectively while capitalizing on opportunities for the organization's benefit.
Thank you so much for sharing your perspective, Miss QISTINA. Now, we should start thinking about how we can assess the severity of this risk.
Exactly. Risk assessment are also considered as a crucial aspect of our organization's risk management process. Let's start by addressing the concept of risk appetite. This involves ensuring that our audit plans and procedures are in line with the organization's tolerance for risk. By doing so, we prioritize areas that have the greatest impact on achieving our objective while staying within acceptable risk threshold. Moreover, it's important to monitor our actual risk exposure against the defined risk appetite to identify areas where risk levels exceed what is acceptable and take appropriate corrective actions. Moving on to planning and execution, it's essential to perform thorough testing and detailed examination to evaluate our control mechanisms effectively. This involves developing risk-based audit plans that prioritize significant risks identified during the assessment phase. As we conduct audits, we will provide recommendations for improving risk management practices based on our findings. By implementing robust planning and execution strategies, we aim to strengthen our risk management practices and enhance our organization's resilience in the face of potential challenges.
Alright everyone, let's move on to discuss the risk mitigation strategy. How can we improve the approach to minimize the impact of identified risks? Any ideas on this topic?
Alright, so based on the research
Asfar, are you having any trouble connecting? We're not seeing and hearing you as clearly as before.
Excuse me everyone, it seems that I am experiencing a bit of a lag. Can everyone still hear me, right?
Yes.
Yep, we hear you, Asfar. Let me know if you get back.
I am so sorry for any inconvenience. Let's continue our meetings. Alright, based on the research I made, there is important phases of risk management that actually can occur in our organization. I will break each phase down into actionable steps and reinforce our understanding with the concrete examples. First up, we have risk identifications and assessment. These steps involve systematically identifying potential risks that actually could impact our organization's objective. Both the internal and also external risks need to be considered. For examples like conducting regular risk assessment to identify emerging cybersecurity threats such as phishing attacks or even malware intrusions. By analyzing historical data and industry trends, our internal audit teams can anticipate and prepare for any potential cyber threats.
Yeah, absolutely. Implementing strong mitigation strategy is crucial for turning risk identification into actionable steps.
Alright, we move on to the next strategy. So the second strategy is that the control evaluation and enhancement. It is a critical phase and involves regularly evaluating existing controls to ensure that their effectiveness in mitigating risks. Control should be reviewed and enhanced to adapt to changing the risk landscapes. For example, conducting periodic reviews or access controls, policies and procedures, it actually to ensure that the only authorized individuals have access to the sensitive information. This may involve reviewing user access logs, conducting access review, and also updating access permission as needed.
You are right. Control evaluation is the key. It it is also important to consider incorporating new technologies and best practice when enhancing controls.
Alright, finally, we have also monitoring and review. Continuous monitoring of risk indicators and also control effectiveness is actually ensure the risks are managed effectively over the time. For examples here is by implementing automated monitoring systems to detect unusual activity or deviations from the established control parameters is crucial. For instance, setting up alerts for suspicious financial transactions or any abnormal systems access attempts allow us to promptly investigate and respond to the potential risks.
Agreed. Ongoing monitoring is essential to ensure risks stay under control. Alright, the next part to touch on, as we know, internal audit and risk management process plays a critical role. So, does anyone know about any actual event that happened because of internal auditor and risk management problem?
Oh, I know. I have done some research for us to get a bigger picture about the topic we discussed. I have found a case about the Caribbean collapse in United Kingdom that happened in 2018. Has anyone heard about it?
Oh yeah, I have heard about it, but I just only know on the surface, not in detail, that the collapse due to internal audit function was not sufficiently independent from management.
Yeah, you're right. Let me explain more about the case. But first, let us take a look at the news about this case to know in detail about the collapse of this company. Hi, welcome back to the news. Carillion, a major British construction company, has collapsed, raising serious questions about its internal audit and risk management practices. Reports indicate that internal auditor reportedly missed warning signs of financial trouble, indicating a potential lack of in-depth analysis and testing of controls. This raised questions about the effectiveness of their procedures and independence in assessing the company's financial health. The company risk management framework was insufficient in identifying and mitigating critical financial and operational risks. The lack of a comprehensive risk identification process and lack of robust risk assessment processes lead to potential failure to properly manage the company risk profile. Carillion risk management framework also appears to have been flawed. They have not included effective monitoring processes to ensure implemented controls are functioning as intended and risks are being managed effectively. Okay, so that is the news and the full picture of the Carillion's collapse. It's clear that internal audit and risk management failure play a significant roles in the company.
Wow, I never thought that internal audit and risk management problem could lead to the collapse of big company. Therefore, we need to be extra careful on this matter.
Yes, the combined failure of internal audit and risk management at Carillion ultimately led to missed opportunities to address underlying problems and ultimately contributed to company's collapse. This case has proven that by understanding this failure, organization can identify areas for improvement in their own internal audit and risk management practices.
I totally agree with the point. Internal audit and risk management processes do play a crucial role in a company to ensure the company's going concern objective. But I would add another point, may I?
Yeah, sure. It's a pleasure to hear from your point of view.
This case highlights the importance of effective internal audit and robust risk management framework. Hence, the organizations need a well-defined risk management framework with clear processes for identifying, assessing, and mitigating risks.
Yeah, you are absolutely right. Therefore, from the Carillion collapse, we get to learn to strengthen our internal audit and risk management practices, ultimately promoting a greater financial stability and resilience.
Alright, I am agreed for every opinions. So let's dive into our discussions on compliance and regulatory requirements of internal audit in risk management. To kick things off, let's hear from Ms. Athirah Zainon on her perspective.
Thank you to the moderator, Asfa. When it comes to compliance and regulatory requirements, especially in the context of internal audit within risk management, there are several key aspects that we need to consider. Firstly, internal audit plays a pivotal role in ensuring that our organization adheres to regulatory requirements effectively. Through regular audits, we can assess our compliance status, identify gaps or deficiencies, and implement corrective measures proactively. Internal auditors examine various aspects of our operations, including financial controls, risk management process, and adherence to regulatory standards.
I completely agree. Internal audits provide us with valuable insights into our risk management processes and help us strengthen our controls to mitigate risk effectively.
Exactly. Moreover, to effectively navigate compliance and regulatory requirements, we must first try to understand the regulatory landscape in which our organization operates. This entails staying abreast of relevant laws, regulations, and industry standards that impact our operations. For instance, depending on our industry and jurisdiction, we may need to adhere to rules such as the Sarbanes-Oxley Act (SOX). These regulations dictate various aspects of our business operations, including financial reporting, risk management, and governance.
Absolutely. Staying abreast of regulatory changes is crucial. It ensures that we remain compliant and also avoid any potential penalties or the legal issues.
In addition to regulatory compliance, internal audits also focus on ensuring adherence to internal policies and procedures. This could include risk management frameworks, code of conduct, or data security protocols established by our organization. By conducting regular audits, we can verify that employees are following these policies consistently, thereby fostering a culture of accountability and transparency within the organization.
Right. Internal policies serve as a roadmap for maintain ethical standards and operational integrity within our organization. Internal audits helps to validate our adherence to these policies, fostering a culture of accountability and transparency.
Absolutely. Lastly, it's crucial to highlight the role of continuous improvement in internal audit processes. By regularly reviewing and refining our audit methodologies, we can enhance the effectiveness and efficiency of our risk management practices. This involves incorporating best practices, leveraging new technologies, and learning from past audits findings to drive improvement. By continuously striving for excellence, we can not only meet regulatory requirements, but also exceed industry standards where possible.
Okay. Thank you, Athirah Zainon, for sharing your insight on compliance and regulatory requirements within internal audit and risk management. These aspects are integral to our organization's success and sustainability.
Alright everyone, in wrapping up our meeting, let's emphasize the transformative impact of integrating internal audit within risk management processes. These integrations facilitates a more comprehensive and also systematic approach to risk identifications and mitigations. Through documentation reviews, we ensure our policies are not just in place, but effectively implemented. Moreover, it strengthens control evaluations, ensuring alignment with our risk appetite and effective mitigations of identified risks. This empowers us to proactively address potential threats and seize the opportunities, charting a course toward the organizational resilience and success. Thank you so much for your time and participations. I think we already get all the informations and clear explanations about the matter discussed. If there's nothing left to add, we can end it here. See you again in the next meeting.
See you again.